Hello and welcome to Focus on Liberia. I'm Ansony Sieh hosting. This is our program, the Hour of Politics. Focus on Liberia, where we educate, we elevate, and promote all things Liberia. If you are listening to us from across the globe, you are welcome. Help us share the show. We have a guest who is seated. He's an author. He is a publisher. He writes. And he wrote a book too. Welcome. Our guest in today's edition of the Hour of Politics is Dr. Tewroh Wetoe Sungbeh. Dr. Sungbeh, welcome to Focus on Liberia.
Thank you very much, my friend. Thank you for inviting me. It is a pleasure being here with you.
All right. Our guests, we will now get an introduction. So, Dr. Sungbeh, I know I said you are a publisher, you are an author, you hold a PhD. Anything that you want fellow Liberians and our audience to know about you before we can get started here?
Introduction, you a book. In fact, I've written 3 books. I'm on my 4th book now.
Okay.
For the past 40 years or more. Can you?
Are you there with me?
Yes, I was talking. Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead. I can hear you. Go ahead.
Can you hear me? Yeah, I said in your introduction, you introduced me as writing a book. I want to say that I've written 3 books. I'm on my 4th book now. It should be coming out by next year, probably. And I've been writing on issues. I was one of the first writers for the Perspective magazine back then in the 90s. I was elevated to being the associate editor before I left and started my Liberian Dialogue in 2000. And we have been writing. I have a PhD in public policy and administration for Walden. And I come from, my focus has been on inclusivity or accountability and anti-corruption in that intersection. And if you follow my writings, I've always dwelled on those things. You cannot have those things without you can be trying to have a just and an able society. You have to have accountability. You have to have anti-corruption activities, measures, and you have to be inclusive. You can't just pick and choose on who you want to prosecute when there is corruption, who to let go, be done. So my focus will always be on those things.
All right.
My dissertation fell on that too, is collaborative governance, anti-corruption in post-war Monrovia,
All right, thank you so much. But one of your books, you title it The Leadership Experiment, George Weah and the Rhetorical Challenge of Generational Change. Out of curiosity here, what prompted you to write this one?
Question. What me has been the sorry state of affairs in our country, from J.J. Roberts to George Weah. We have had electoral crisis. J.J. Roberts was of the Independent Tewroh Party. And he went ahead and run against one Samuel Ben, no political party. But yet, Roberts won. When you come to the 30s, the 20s, and 30s, you had and Edwin J. Ross. Ross succeeded Charles D.B. King, who was enslaved in this slave trading and labor or poor labor practices, treating our people to Fernando Poe. But yet, Edwin J. Ross was picked by the establishment to succeed Charles D.B. King. He taught me the same thing. And E.J. Ross made him associate justice. All of a sudden, from associate justice, he became president of Liberia. He made C.L. Simpson, who was his first vice president. He carried that guy for the first term. In the second term, he Benjamin Freeman, who even never had a chance to run, and he died. But then you have Tubman picking VP, his VP, William R. Cooper. When we come down to George Weah and these rhetorical challenges, if you look at the history of Liberia, during the Weah administration, we have had a youth of George Weah to the president, and George Weah hasn't had the audacity or the chance to express himself to how he wants to run this country. It's a rhetorical challenge right there. We hear nothing from this guy. Nobody know his policy. What is guy up here? He put a building over there. The same policies of the past. There is no clear policy, a concrete institutional policy that presidents go by. They go by the playbooks of the past, which has led us into this crisis today.
Thank you, Dad, and we will get to more of that. You have followed this experiment of Weah's presidency for 4 years now. What has been your overall impression 4 years later?
If you notice, if you have followed my writing, I'm a policy guy. I've always given reasons for these things to be done, that to be done. Policy. You cannot just lead. You cannot lead because you want to lead. You have to have a purpose. Okay. George Weah overall, I'll give him a C for the lack of leadership. Okay. He's not trying at all. He's not trying at all to have a policy that will see that I will leave there. When I leave, the other president will follow. Okay, that the other president will follow. If you go to Moria now, I haven't been there in a while now, but those that have come from there, they said there are traffic jams everywhere. You want to tell me these guys come here to visit all the conferences? They can't come up with an ad to say, well, we got to have a ramp here, a bridge right here in Monrovia that will open up the traffic jams. But when the president is coming, they clear the roads for everybody to come through. When the lower level person is coming or government is coming, he will go and jump in front of other people. That's not policy.
But
you have a policy that's yeah.
That is not new, right?
Go ahead. That is not new. What I'm saying, he operated from the playbook of the past. Come up with a concrete policy that will stay there for the next administration to follow that other playbook. We don't want an old playbook. We want a new playbook that thinks of everybody in the country. Not a minister of state is going there, then you got to clear the way for that minister. What's about a John Blow or Joe Blow who is going to work or going to meet his granddaughter or going to meet her grandmother, but doesn't have means for that person for that minister to pass? Have a concrete policy that everybody can enjoy, can have fun to be in the country for a reason to be in the country. It can't be a selective one. That's what I'm saying.
Thank you. People, especially those from the academic community, who did not like the fact that we are then a high school dropout who want to be president. These people never supported Weah, has never, and will never. Are you one of those?
No, I'm not. I'm not one of those. I'm very pragmatic. I'm very pragmatic. If Weah is doing something right, I would be the first to write about him that he's doing the right thing. If we are, I mean, he's my ethnic guy from the same ethnicity. He Crow, I'm Crow. So I'm not gonna get out say well because he Crow, so I will support him. No, you have to do something good that I like, and I will support you. But Samuel Doe didn't go far in school either. But Samuel Doe today, people are looking at him favorably as compared to the Weah who had this enlightenment because of his stay in different foreign countries. Okay, why we can just emulate Samuel Doe and improve himself. To if somebody don't like you, Ansony, if somebody does not like you, you try your best to improve yourself so you will be liked. So people will love you. You cannot continue to go and stay the same course over and over. You bring sycophants around you, like the passage in that same playbook I've been talking about. Okay,
So,
reliable sycophants around you whose only purpose and means of staying there is to enjoy from you. A lot of these sycophants, they have their families in America. They go to Liberia to reap the benefit and run there and come to their families. And guess what? Most of these guys are indigenous guys. Indigenous people.
Hold on there, somewhere. You were around when Doe was in power. Did you support Doe then? Because Doe too didn't have that much education, right? Did you support him then?
I didn't support Doe because of the way he came to power.
Okay.
He came to power. You see, most of my writings have always dwelled on the president, the failure of Liberian president to reach us to the promised land, to make our country better. So I have always dwelled on the lack of leadership of these Liberian presidents. If one of them came out to be a good president, yeah, some people will say, well, they did this, they did that, they did that. But you don't live like that. You don't live by picking and choosing. You have policies that everybody can benefit from. That is not a racial follow. So if someone came and did this one, that one, but he's not doing something that will benefit the whole country, I'm not going to be behind Tewroh or Doe or Taylor or any one of them. I don't operate like that.
Dr. Summer, I follow your writing. I follow your writing on the Liberian dialogue. You, from what I've read so far, have not supported any president and not supporting Weah. This should not be strange. Are you a lifetime kind of opposition? And the second part of my question is, have you ever supported anybody for president in Liberia?
Well, I would put myself on the back for consistency. Consistency. My nature has always been, I don't support people for the sake of supporting people. If anybody comes on the scene now, I tell you the truth, if you look at me as a lifelong opposition, you can, people have their own beliefs. But I support people based on what you do for your people. Okay? What you do for your people. Weah hasn't shown that he's that kind of president who can establish himself to bring people on board that will support good things that he's doing. Okay, this thing about Liberian presidents, because they are presidents, so they have God. I don't play that. I don't play that. You president have limitations. Okay? Give the other people the chance to do their work and do their job. Let the legislature fund whatever program you have, and let the job be done. But I'm not seeing this, so I cannot just come on board to support the president because I don't want to be tagged as lifelong opposition. I don't play that. I'm a pragmatist person.
And many people believe that a lot of Southeast Liberians, especially members of his crew ethnic group, talking about President Weah, support him. You are both. You are from the Southeast, you are from the Cloud, the Crew ethnic group. And are you picking on Weah because you want to be seen as an exception?
Yeah, but you just said a few minutes ago that do I see myself as a lifelong opposition? No, I don't want to be exception because I'm from the Cloud ethnic group. For that reason I'm against it. No, I just want results. I'm a result-based person. If I can get results from where I would be all right with him. But now I'm not seeing what he's doing. The guy is sensitive to his surroundings. He's insensitive to the plight of the people. Okay? Look up the other day he bought a little Playboy car that he's showcasing around the place was on the internet. In this era of hunger, starvation, degradation, unemployment, massive unemployment, underdevelopment. The president going around like a playboy, driving some
So
fancy car for him or whoever bought it for. Don't showcase. Let be a private.
yeah, that
Okay,
is somewhat
show some sensitivity. Go ahead.
President Weah has been doing some things now that others have pointed
Mm-hmm.
out, some we've seen physically. Are you sure that he has not done anything meaningful at all since he came to the presidency? Is there anything you know that he
Some
has
things
done
like
at
what now?
least? I'm asking you.
Supporters are saying that he built. His supporters are saying that where he built some roads, he built hospitals, he built it. That's what I'm saying as. That's what I call tightening the light bulb here, building or filling up a pot here. No, what I'm saying is, if he wants to do those things, okay, let the proper authority do that. Put it. Let the legislature fund that thing. Let the proper authorities do that. But president don't run these things. President don't run these things. Put in a lifelong policy that generations to come will enjoy. Don't come tighten the light bulb here. You see, you put light in Philoclea or you put light in Bond County. Get the budget, let them do their job. Let it be an ongoing process. Not when the president wants to be favored by a certain group, then he builds something here. He wants to be favored by a group, he will put a road there. That's not leadership. That's what I'm saying, Ansony. That's what I'm saying. Okay? If you can, the other things are temporary, and they fall into the category of this president, like it's a political gesture. He's doing it to win some favor. Why some of the other group that don't have favor with this president? They won't get those same benefits. So let it spread out, nationalize it. Let it go all over the country. Okay? They don't have streets in Bokondire. They don't have streets in some town in Vojima. Okay? So have a national policy that will address all those things. Not the president wants to get favors from certain group, he will put this. We saw that stuff Tottenham from the Tottenham era, the Tewroh era, the Do era. They do this selective development stuff. And my thing is put a policy in place that everybody in the country can enjoy. That's it.
So, have you had any high expectation for President Weah? Because the way you're sounding is like you have some level of expectation that he will be up to the task. And now that he's not there, that is why you are more like disappointed that he's not up to the task. So talk to me. Did you have any high expectation of President Weah at all?
I tell you something, expectation comes with people you have around that want to work. I want to carry out your vision. If you bring these people around him, I will have that expectation. But it's been almost 3 years now, right? 2018, 19, 20, 21, since he been in power. When he came in 2018, he's been there. I've not seen anything like bringing around him people with the mission, the mindset, not a Jefferson Koji type, a little boy from LU, just brought on board. And he can't even do a job. They got to bring some having a rattan in your hand, going to the street, beating on people to clean street. Never in the history since I've been in this country, in the Western world, have I seen a mayor in the street coming to in the streets of in my community, picking your trash or beating people. Okay,
we saw that during Ellen Johnson Sirleaf time.
What now?
We saw that during Ellen Johnson Sirleaf time with the same Mary Bro.
Okay, Mary Bro beating people around. I've never seen them around doing that. Okay, you have enforceable ordinances. Okay, you have zoning laws that are enforceable. People say, "What are Liberian people? They hard headed or they no." You have policies on the board that can be enforced. Whether you John Brown's son or Peter Tewroh's son, you be held accountable. Okay, have those things in place. I'm watching the other day. Morel City Corporation, they have people at Dugo Palace Hotel cleaning the street. Guess what I saw? The lady in slippers, a broom, a shovel, and dustpan. I mean, a city sanitation department. We had vacuum trucks. We had the vacuum trucks. We had the trash trucks. We had the trash bins. Don't tell me people don't have the money. Don't tell me these people don't have the money. You agree with a broom? Where are the vacuum trucks? The vacuum truck to clean the sewer drains.
We'll come to the sanitation a little more. I'm not sure you answered my question that I asked about expectation.
Okay.
Did you ever have any expectation for President Weah?
My expectation would derive from him bringing people, good people around the work fence.
So you never had any expectation from him?
Because I didn't know his when he was running for president, he never went out there to declare his intentions, like what he wants to do. There was no debate. He had no policy paper, no policy plan, no vision paper, what he gonna do. So we didn't know. I didn't know. If other people knew it, I didn't know it. So
if you did not have any expectation, if you did not have any expectation that he will be able to do this, he will be able to be up to the task, why are you then like surprised or astonished that in your own words nothing is being done?
My man, what I'm saying, there is always hope. There is always hope if you brought people around him that can change the course that they are traveling today. If you people around him, serious people who will tell him like it is. Not sycophant, yes sir, people who special interest in what is going on around themselves, their own life. Bring people on board that will change the direction of your administration to be positive force on people's lives. But if you continue to say, well, why would I have expectations? But there is always hope that he can do better. But we're not seeing it. We're not seeing it. I'm not seeing it. If other people are seeing it, I'm not seeing it. But so if you could bring some.
Let's look at Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, who served as president before President Weah. Did you at any time have any expectation in her to be up to the task of developing our country? Did you?
Yeah, Ellen Johnson, unlike Samuel Doe, she was in Samuel Doe. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf was an enlightened person because of her foreign travels or foreign stays in different countries around the world. So people had huge expectations.
No, I'm asking you. Did you?
Yeah, I expected her to do better because of what I'm enumerating. What I'm saying, because I had enormous expectations. She came to Atlanta here to talk to some of us. And before then, she was always visiting here when her children were here going to school. Charles Sieh and all the ones Atlanta here. So we used to meet. So we had expectation because we thought she was in the mold of some of us that live in the foreign world that saw good things, and she went to school here, saw those good things. Those never came here to go to school. So we had expectations of Ellen, that she would change the trajectory. But then she fell into the same mode of Liberian presidents. You get there, you follow that playbook, that destructive playbook that don't produce any results. But it's same old.
So this is Ellen, or this was Ellen, that you had some expectation, in that she will be up to the task. She has leadership credentials, proven ones, so to speak, and she served. Will you say she served well? Did she deliver, in your opinion, or did she fail?
I don't think so. She didn't. You just said it yourself. I've always been against Liberian president, so she failed. She failed. Look what she left the country with, and she when she left, according to the Weah administration, she left the country bankrupt, country broke, and he the Weah guy refused to even audit her to show that there is something that clear about her integrity. We didn't see it. Okay,
All right.
whether he's being compromised, we don't know. But he refused to even audit her. So by the fact that it came out to say there was nothing left in the account, that makes her to be another bad Liberian president. Okay, that makes her to be another bad Liberian president. Just talk the talk, you're messed up.
So this is what I'm asking these questions, right? Early, we all, I don't know, I can say knew her, though she's still alive, but now she's a former president, that she could do well. And you are saying she failed. I can say the same thing too, that she actually failed. And in fact, by her own admittance, she didn't win the war on corruption, right? So she became a failure. But she was this person who had all the qualities to be a good president. Now, here comes George Weah from the football field, never had a job in any place other than in the area of the sports. So the arena of leadership and government were completely foreign to him. So it's obvious that we will be where we are, right?
Yeah, but you don't. People don't. If you look at history, you don't get training to be president. You don't never get training. Okay, you never went to school to say, "Well, I'm going to this school to learn to be president of this country." It always depends on people you get around you and your ability to be empathetic, listen to people, and to feel their pains.
But related
Here's a
skills are
typical example.
transferable. Dr. Summer,
Okay.
related
Yeah,
skills are
but
transferable.
okay, but now what I'm saying, if you are a president, you have a vision for your country and you feel the pain of your people, you can make a vast difference. You can make a vast difference. Okay, because you're aspirational. You are aspirational. You want to achieve something for your people. My wife and I were watching some program last night on TV, and we saw Tanzania. The airport, man, we saw of aircraft. My training is in aviation. Originally, I learned how to fly airplanes before I went to writing and politics. Okay, so when I see Liberian airfields and airport, I mean airfields and airstrip for a country that's been around for over 100 years. And I saw Tanzania last night. I told myself, look at the aircraft. So that stage. Those people, those presidents had like Giuliani and Makafuli and all these guys, they're people. They didn't have training to be presidents. So if you have the mind, as an indigenous Liberian, George Weah, an indigenous Liberian, he went through the suffering, no shoes, playing without shoes on football field, playing without, tear trousers. We all went through all that. Short trousers, some whole day you won't eat. This guy's out to feel the pain of his people today being president. But we are just like some guy from Europe.
Is there where you drew your
don't share the pain that his people went through? You don't. I mean, so it baffles me why this guy is like that.
Why? Is there where you drew your hope that given the fact that he experienced suffering and poverty and misery and rejection and all that, that he will become transformational and he will be all about the people, other than himself? Is that where you drew your hope? I think you were mistaken. Are you?
Yeah. So yes. I thought he would have been a different guy, like looking from the trenches of poverty. You would think that George, you are coming from the same experience. I mean, he will be there and feel the pain of. I always watching these programs. I was watching the diaspora. That's a 10-year program the other day. and I saw him at the bridge. When he got to the bridge there, I saw the other government official. They line up, man. And I just wrote an article a few days ago, my experience in Sando too, on that same. The children line up, no water, no food. Those government officials, those girls, women that are working for his government, they will come and pass by. None of them stop and said, how much is a case of water to give to kids? Teenagers. Okay? He came by, he didn't even chat with another case. He just said he walking.
And
he got back in the car. What my point is,
Dr. Summer, do you expect the president to be giving water and food to people that have gone to witness an event?
No.
I don't think it's done anywhere else.
No. Listen, his people that around him, it should have been in the plan. Those kids that are lining up, hey, deputy minister or deputy minister, assign your people there, your people to bring water for these kids that are lining up. Kids will be lining up on the road there. People lining up to come see us. Those that don't have the chance to be at the event, they will be lining up. So, hey, that should be a policy right there. The Minister of State for Presidential Affairs, who was in charge of the program, again.
Don't you think that would be system that we're trying to change here? Hand out. That has not gotten anywhere. Don't you think that would be more like a handout kind of scenario that we have experienced and we have?
No, it's not a handout. It's a national program. These kids not supposed to be there. They were instructed to be there. It's not a handout. They didn't go there begging for food. No, they're lining the streets. Either if the schools have a budget that will have water, we have food for the kids, or the executive mansion will have the people then to have all those things ready. While they're eating their food, those kids on the side of the road, they give them water to be drinking in that heat. Now, what I'm saying is not a handout.
Maybe that was not the appropriate setting for such gesture you're talking about, because of recent President Weah had I think it was a Christmas gift program for a lot of young people, children. He fed them and he gave them gift. So that was an appropriate occasion to do so. Don't you think so?
Okay, they were talking about all for it at the official residence or the official office of the president, the executive mansion. If you're having an occasion on the side of the road, of the street, that lines up miles and miles, and school kids are out there lining up, there should be some kind of water or something to get to kids. That's what I'm saying. It's different from you calling the kids to come to your executive, the pavilion there, or right in front of the building, and you treating them. That's different from what I'm saying here. That occasion is a national occasion.
Do you want to acknowledge that was because leaders around the world during the Christmas season do that? They prepare hard meals, they serve children, they share gifts with them. President Weah did that. Do you want to say or not that was a good thing?
At the executive mansion, you mean?
Yeah, it was several hundreds of children. I watched the video. We have the video, and he gave them gifts.
Okay.
And they served them hard meal. Do you want to acknowledge that was a good thing?
Okay, that was a good thing. No, I won't take it away from him. But what I'm saying is, if having that national event that you inviting people from all over the world to come to your country, and school kids are lining on our street, they don't have they are not allowed to go down there where everybody was, to share with them with the event, and they're lining up from the corner of the street all the way. You will see it one day on YouTube. Nobody, and the guy said somebody was going to get him water. Even the guy from what's his name? He even bought soda for some of them and bought some of them water. Okay,
I watched the video you're talking about. I watched it.
Okay, he bought them water and bought some soda. Other than say I'm thirsty, and the reason why he gave them some water and all that, because one of them said, "Well, you asked me all the question. Can you buy me a soda, a soft drink?" Before you say, "Well, get a soft drink and bought water for some of them." At the same time, somebody said, "Well, they will bring the stuff later." But then the program was the video went out, so I didn't know if they did it later. But what I'm saying, the kind of events, you get it already in your budget. Okay, you already have your budget.
Well,
I witnessed similar events.
Whatever that was an isolated incident. Chances are that when that kid or one of the children made the request, I think they acted swiftly and provided water. So that should do it, right?
I don't know if they did it because the video went up then. I didn't know if they did it then, but I thought the kids sitting all around that place should have water from the beginning.
Thank you so very much. Folks in cyberspace, you are watching Focus on Liberia. This is our program, the Hour of Politics. My guest is Dr. Tewroh Wetoe Sungbeh, who is a publisher and an author. He has been writing, and his writings, have been very critical on leaders and governance issues in Liberia. So that let me put this to you. You have not been able to express some satisfaction with governance in Liberia. You have not been able to express that at least the leader was up to the task. And correct me if I'm wrong there. What is it that you are looking for, that you want to see? What kind of leadership or governance model, if not, implementation of programs that you want to see that you have not seen? Tell me, what is it that you're looking for?
Okay. If you are running for president, have your policy and your what you want to institute when you get there, have it at the list. Electoral reform. You cannot say you the president, you appoint referees that way, referee the elections like we're doing today, NEC there. You can't be president and put in place people that will regulate elections, and you the incumbent, you're running to be president. Who supervises the other person? Okay. Again, have policy. Yeah, NEC the lady, the NEC chair is in trouble now, Miss Lasana. Is for allegedly embezzling or money trafficking. Okay, all those things happen. Have program. We have breaches in the country, infrastructure policy. Have jobs. People come, investor coming in the country. Let's see the booming of industries in the country because of this president's policies. Okay, let's have environmental laws or enforced. Let's have ordinances enforced. Let's have a structure of the Constitution that will implement certain things, take power away from the president. We all talk about decentralization. Let it be serious talk, not just talk. Let it be implemented. If I have a president or presidential candidate who comes on board now and say, well, I'm not only going to tell you what I would do, when I get there, I will actually implement those things, I will be for you. I will be for you. But don't come there
just by the person saying, this is my plan, I'm going to implement it, and you will be on board. Have past leaders now said similar thing, and you were never on board.
What I'm
so
saying,
why would this person convince you just by saying it?
No, but when you, how would I know that he would do it if I don't trust you to go ahead and do it? If you tell me say you're going to do it, because I have been hurt politically for so long, and I'm sure you and other Liberians have been hurt politically. That one president comes in, they repeat the past mistake of the last president. We all have been, okay. So if you come to me now, that's why I'm kind of hesitant now for these opposition guys that are running the comments, the broadcasts and all that, okay. And I have not seen anything out there. So if you come to me, if you come out there and put it out there, and I see it makes sense, I will hold you accountable. I will hold you accountable. And if you don't do well, I'm going to do what I'm doing right incessantly. What you're doing, that is wrong. I will keep doing it. Then I will be dubbed the guy who against all Liberian presidents. So I don't want to be attacked all my life.
So
I don't want to. But show me something. Show me the beef.
That is somewhere.
Show me something you're doing.
Dr. Somewhere. So
yes, sir.
It is obvious now that finding that one in whom you would believe and trust to be up to the task is like 1 out of a million. That is the situation you are painting, even though you are hopeful. I would suppose that you would trust yourself too, because you have been looking at this president and none of them has ever been up to the task. The fact that you have these standards of a president, I would think that those standards are in you and you have the ability to deliver. So why not cut the Liberian people this wait and see, try and error by you injecting yourself into the race, saying you are so sure of yourself and get the job done? You are whining.
I'm whining. We all have what we do in life that we are good at. I'm good at writing. I'm good at policy. We all can be president, but we can support presidents. We can work with them to institute change to bring that is supposed to be helping. Everybody can be president. Okay, so I don't know where that question coming from, but if we have analysts around the world in their respective countries that write about certain policy issues, I fall into that category for my country. So where I'm good at, I will always give them reasons to do certain things. That's my policy prescriptions. If you don't want to follow it, fine. But it's not going to make it to help you, because I'm helping you from a distance, staying up all night and all day writing, and you're not following any policies. The policy of the party were in Atlanta here, the CDC party they had here. I think that convention here or something. Most of the guys on government payroll. Political party was on payroll. The Tewroh party did it to us. The Tewroh party did it to our people. Our mama running around the world on government payroll. As a chairman of a political party, where do you see that?
Do you have evidence that mobile money is on payroll of the Liberian government?
We have evidence to that. Okay. He on payroll of the Liberian government. He running around the place. Government ready the national system to have their jamboree. Rent the thing from the government, lease it from the government for that day, pay whatever money you have to pay, like going to the national treasurer. Okay, if you're doing that, what would the next political party want to have their thing that at the time you can say, well, you can't do that? Have an even policy, have an even handing out of all these things that you're doing. You can't do it because the other person will ask you to, well, let's do it for the next political party too.
That is Sungbeh. The answer you gave me was a very reasonable answer, that we all can be president. Everyone, must have a specialty. I like that. However, do you share this opinion by many that for Liberia to be developed, we need to have a president who will be intentional and practical, and angry that things are bad and will run with speed? Do you believe that we need a president to do that? Some people share that belief strongly. Whereas some people believe that, look, not necessarily do we need a president to have this kind of, attitude. We need individuals, we need citizens, officials who will take their responsibilities serious and with the resources they have to implement, and then we'll go somewhere. But to think that one person going to do this thing is like saying, well, the imperial presidency works, and we know it hasn't. Where do you stand?
The idea that I'm even giving my opinions and my ideas is worth anything else, because I suffer for what I'm giving out. But if I'm in a position like myself, like I've helped other people, like most Liberians do. We help other people. We're not national leaders to go there. If I go on the scene there and see some suffering person, I will help if I have to, that I know that person is struggling. But if the president put forth something that a national plan that you want Liberian to donate to carry out this, I will show contribute towards that. Okay? But I'm not a president. What I can do is dish out my advice, my whatever ideas I have out there. Other Liberians are doing it. When they are disgusted with the lack of support they get from there. Okay, so it doesn't encourage me. It doesn't even encourage me to say, well, I will do this. I have a friend whose name I will not call. He's actively involved, man, going back and forth back. He tells me the other day that when he go there, they don't even see him. He's not
my question was these two schools of thought, right? One school of thought is that we need a transformational, intentional, practical leader who is angry that we are where we are, given our history, and is so practical that he will use the resources to bring mass development to our people. That's one school of thought. The other school of thought is no, that is the imperial presidency thing. We don't need that. We need a government that works. And the only way that government works is when we have men and women in position of trust who are doing or playing their part. Then we will get there. Which school of thought do you go with?
I'm for both of them. The president has the bully pulpit. President set the agenda for a country. Working with the legislative branch, they set the agenda for that country. The legislative branch fund whatever program the president put forward. So if they're working together and doing things that will benefit the country, I'm for it. On the other hand, if the other group doing things, if I'm on the ground to contribute financially, I will do that. My whole thing is for Liberia to be developed, for the suffering to be curtailed, for people to have a right to live freely and comfortably in their own country. That's my thing. Okay, I'm for both school of thoughts. You see, what benefits Liberia is what my priorities are. That what I'm to. If the president work with the different branches of government to bring up a program, the imperial president, when the building a bridge over there, the president is there. The engineers are not even noted. The planners not even there. The president there. Oh, Dr. Weah, he did our black president. Oh, Gakuga, Dr. His Excellency. No. That bridge was built by engineers. Recognize them. He didn't get a hammer and nail one nail in that damn thing. Get with the engineers. Let the legislator fund the project and let the proper authority go ahead and build what they have to build. Get the president out. So your two school of thought, I'm for them, but just get the imperial thing out. If it is development, I'm for it.
Thank you so very much. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we're going to be comparing President Weah handling of our country with all other previous presidents, especially Mana Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. We will look at how Weah is doing with infrastructures. We will look at how Weah is doing with our institutions. And we will also look at how Weah is doing with the appointment of officials in his government. Then, because you are saying Weah is doing practically nothing, the only way we can find out that you are right and that you have a point is when we look at all of these variables in our government. So we'll take a short break and we will come back. Folks, don't go anywhere. This is the part you want to see.
At Focus on Liberia, we discuss everything Liberia, from education to politics, arts and culture, entertainment, agriculture, history, religion, family, and technology. Focus on Liberia uncovers and showcases the best of Liberia and shows the world the truth about Liberia. We educate, elevate, and promote all things Liberia. We conduct interviews, panel discussions, debates, and more. Tune in to Focus on Liberia on Facebook and YouTube and be a part of the stories that make up the news.
This is Focus on Liberia, and I am Dennis Jah.
And I am Ansony Sieh hosting. Of course, this is the Hour of Politics. My guest is Dr. Tewroh Wetoe Sungbeh. He is the publisher. He is a publisher and also an author. And we are discussing the topic. What is my topic here? Our topic here is a review of President Weah 4 years now in his administration. So that let's get to it here. And let's start with infrastructure. And this segment will be comparing previous government, previous president's performance in terms of infrastructure, institutions, and also appointments to know whether you are right to say President Weah is doing nothing. So let's start with infrastructure. And my question is, previous president who served longer did not do well with major transformational projects in Liberia. So in comparison, President Weah is doing relatively well with infrastructural projects or development. Do you agree or not?
It seems as if you're not following what I've been saying over and over that. I'm one of those guys who will not give you your flowers because of the way you are doing the things you are doing. Okay, if you are a president who just picks and chooses wherever you want to carry a thing, I would not support you on that. I want it to be broad-based. That's my argument has always been that broad-based. This thing about the imperial president thing, I'm not in there with. Okay, I've said it over and over. Whether his policies are much better than Ellen's or pre-Ellen's policies or the next person's, I'm not in for building here and there. Have a national policy, a national program. That's what I'm saying. Okay, so we are building a bridge here and a school there. No, I'm not for that. So my answer is how this policy that spreads across the country. Then I can see what you're doing. Let life be in Bopolu, let life be in Sando, let life be in Greenville. Now you can start like you go to Morion Broad Street, you put one light bulb there. No, I'm not in for that. That's not development. That's not development in any sense. That's not.
So in essence, you are saying he's doing exactly the same as other previous president. Is that right?
That's what I've said. The playbook, that playbook. I've said that over and over. That playbook. Talk about going open a road to his farm, to his farm. They're talking his a road to Belafiana that they put it. That's not policy. Look at it from Monrovia, from where the highway stops. The quota stop, that whole thing going to the side, no quota. What is that? No national infrastructure plan. Okay, but then he will get up one day when he sees the light, he will say, "Well, I will put quota from here to the next." No, that's not policy. Show me a plan. Okay, a road.
I get that, but then
transportation. Show me a transportation plan, a transportation policy that will put streets and roads in every part of Liberia. Okay, not from Moria to Sastan or from Moria to I say in Sastan because my grandmother is from Sastan, so Philoclea. So that's why I keep saying it. And I've been to Philoclea too, by the way. You see, but so that my tongue is quick to point at Philoclea. But
I do the same, right? Because I'm from Sastan, so we got to promote our
place. Yeah, you're from Sastan, so you give my kinfolk. But but the thing is, so I'm not for that really. You see,
and I'm all in with you.
A national plan.
I'm all in with you. Like you, we as a network believe that is how development should be. That we have a development policy on all the major sectors, and if possible, we can assign timeline and also develop a strategy for raising the necessary funds, and that these projects, are time bound, and then we are implementing them as a nation so that we have a progress in terms of where we are going. With our national development, we are all for that. But I will compare you for the sake of the discussion to use the Liberian standard. You are right. Past presidents, little project here and there, and they want to be cheered, and their Cinco fans are all there and praising them and worshiping them, even though they're using the country money and all that. If you look at Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, if you look at the massive support she got, in fact, throughout her 12 years in power, we have the United Nations peacekeeping mission in Liberia that was spending $500 million a year. She left office, and there were some projects that were not taught. Some projects she initiated that she did not complete. For example, the University of Liberia on Capitol Hill, Ellen did not put that university to a befitting state at all. No, she did not do that. Ifa Thurman University, the very executive mansion that got her fired on her administration, she could not complete the work. RIA Road project has been, a history lecture. She didn't get it done. In fact, the airport project she started, she did not complete it 100%. We're using the Liberian standard here. Weah came in, the National Port Authority, now I understand it has its own headquarters now built by the Liberian government. I understand also the NSA and few other institutions. Some was initiated by President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, but we have completed them using the Liberian standard. This guy, you have no expectation of. I didn't have any expectation of him. Maybe he's getting something done at least. Will you say yes or no?
In the eyes of some people, he's doing something, but not in my eyes, because I will always say when over. Ellen time is over. Ellen is no longer president.
Okay.
Even if she left some unfinished program that she didn't carry forward, that's a plan right there. That's a plan on her book. And we are just completed it. So people will give Weah credit because the other person didn't complete that. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying right there. Okay? Weah shouldn't follow the playbook of other presidents. Let Weah have his own idea. Why not complete the different airstrips in Liberia there? A major project, give that project to some Liberian contractor. Let them complete all the airfields over there. Modernize them. I see they're doing the markets. They got markets in few places now. Okay. Put it throughout the whole country. That's everything. Jordan, Monrovia, and few other places that would be politically potent for him. No, they put them in different places that the poor benefit from. Water and sewer issue in our country. Okay, when will we have a running sewer in all of Liberia? When? You see, what president great?
If all these that
what makes a president great? With bold ideas, president with bold ideas that will separate you from the other people. Oh yeah, the guy can have bold ideas. Other Liberia has nobody have to go in the bush again. You stick to clean. Stick with some on them with clean yourself. Nobody will do that anymore. People in the interior got running sewer. People in the interior got roads all over the place. People can take their market to the farm, from farm to market. They can not only one from Nimba to this place, and no, all over the place. You set yourself directly, completely from the other president. Then they say that guy is a guy of ideas, of vision. But when somebody leaves some minister of defense not complete, then you finish it, then the credit go to you. That's not my standard for leadership. No. Start something new.
And I agree with you that Sungbeh, but here's the thing though. Here is the thing. There are Liberians in Liberia who have not seen these kind of projects. You mentioned market. The Douala market. I lived in Nkrutan for 10 years before moving to the United States. That market was a disgrace. Ellen was in power 12 years. She didn't touch it. I don't know who built it. Maybe you will know. I don't know. Door builder or Todball builder. I don't know. But it has been there all along. As we speak, Weah.
That Douala market been there forever, because when I was growing up, it was there. It's been there forever.
And whether that money was given, I understand the Japanese government contributed to it. If I'm not mistaken, I heard about 3.8 million or 2.8 million, they said. Now the people in Nkrutan and Douala area have a new market. You think they're not going to appreciate Weah? These people, do they even have knowledge about a developmental plan for markets across the country, for roads across the country? They don't have that idea. I'm not putting them down, but our society has such that these things were never introduced to us. So these people will appreciate Josh. Yeah, Ellen didn't do it. Weah did it. He's doing something for them in their eyes.
Okay.
All right.
Those sporadic development projects, fine. If it's okay for some people, that's fine with me. But
All
it's
right.
not okay with me. Those sporadic development projects, like I said, over
Mhm.
and over, let it be across the country.
And,
Okay,
and,
let it
and
be
I
across the
understand, and I
country.
understand, and I understand. For
Mhm.
me, I will not be cheering any president for doing that, because I mean that's what you were elected to do, right? But
Mhm.
again, the
Mhm.
ordinary person will heal that, because either they have not seen it before or they have seen something better, and they feel that that is befitting of them. But let's talk about the institutions. Let's leave this projects thing here and there. Um, Institutions. There are some people that continue to say President Weah is destroying the institutions that were built in Liberia. Do you share that belief that
Institution.
President Weah administration is destroying our institutions, especially they say the integrity institutions? Where do you stand?
Which institution? You gotta be specific. Which
For
institution? I
for
mean, is it
example, the
broad?
LACC, the Election Commission, the General Auditing Commission, the thing that President Weah is destroying this institution, and they're not even functional under his watch. Where do you stand?
Those things have always been like that, from the election commissions to the LAC. You always have the shadow of the president lingering over those things. It's always the
Mhm.
case because of the way Labrador is set up in that kind of a powerful presidency, where you don't separate his powers from their power. Yes, they are there. You can see it that they are there. Those institutions are there. But the way Labrador is set up, the president always somewhere playing some role. It happened with all the presidents. So that's why people still have their doubts. Okay, we are doing it, no exception to it. We are doing it, no exception. You have strong institutions, strong enforcement powers, regardless of who the president is and who the founding is. Those are things that some of us are looking for. But when the shadow of the president still simmering under those things, whether the president was not there or not, people will always say the president is there. So we have to find a way to separate the president from this kind of stuff, so people will be independent and neutral. If you don't have that, it will always be the sour taste in the mouths of a lot of people. A lot of people, because the president has always been there in the shadow. And not we are alone. We saw it
Thank you. Thank
where
you.
during the trouble time, you see the killing in Maryland there and all over Liberia. What the president gotta have any power there? Leave it with the judiciary. Leave it with the but they say, well, then someone would say, yeah, trouble kill those people. I have right to be there. Let the judiciary do that. That what some of us think it was a kangaroo court. Yes, the people, it was unfortunate that people had to die those days, people killing people. Well, leave it with the judiciary. Let them do their job. But the president is in the peripheral. The president is always lingering. So, the remote control leadership thing, people will always have doubt that what we are is going through today.
So, in other words, the institutions under we are functional. The NEC, for example, have been holding elections. They've been announcing results. People have been winning. Opposition, for the most part, under his watch. Of late, the LACC, has been indicting people. The NEC boss, something you mentioned earlier, is being indicted. Recently, we heard about the agriculture minister that there's an investigation that LACC is working on right now. In according to them, few millions of dollars cannot be accounted for, and even somebody at that very NEC, LACC, I think one Kanyo Bala, I don't remember the name exactly. He too was on some form of investigation. So, and then talking about the General Auditing Commission has been releasing reports that have been indicting people as well. So, this idea that these institutions are not working, they are working unaware, right?
It's you indicting people is different, confiscating properties and jailing people, or firing them. The same thing Tobo did when he had his anti-corruption bureau. He would fire this person. The next time you look, the person circulated to another ministry. Those things are there. The president, again, like I said, the president's shadow is on those things. What happens when people go to trial? They are always not found guilty. They are always not found guilty. So what is the purpose of indicting somebody go to trial? They let him go. What is the purpose? So
Brandon Sam,
if you look up
Brandon
in some places in the world,
Brandon Samunka comes to mind. My understanding is that he was found guilty. Brandon Samunka.
okay, but the Browning Samunka case, some people are saying that he was treated unfairly. He won an election. You allow him to run in the first place. You allow him to run. You gave him the clearance to run. All of a sudden he wins. Then you say, well, prosecute him? No, too little, too late. That's one of the things they dwell over there. It's always politically, some politically minded thing to do that has a political thing on it. If that guy was unfit or he failed to meet your threshold because of some alleged corruption, don't give him clearance to run. But now you hear people overwhelmingly elected him to represent their interests. He can't. That's not right. Those are some of the things we're talking about. So then it goes back to the president's shadow under that thing. Even whether whether he hands in there or not, people are always blaming that the judiciary in Liberia is not fair, it's corrupted, it's manipulated. Okay, it's being controlled remotely by somebody, some higher force.
Let's talk about
You see
the program, tuition-free program by President Weah. The University of Liberia and all other popular universities and colleges are the institutions where Namde, or Kema, Tane, I mean, these are the institutions the ordinary Liberian children go to. And President Weah is saying, hey, I'm from a slum. Let those institutions be free. Tuition should not be a problem. This is something we have not seen before. I'm saying that he deserves some credit here, because my mother now does not have to worry about my younger brother tuition at LU. Maybe all I have to do is send late $10, to keep him on the bus to go to school. Great, right?
Yes, yeah, it's great again, but the president shouldn't be of that. Period. The president should, if you have scholarship program, that the deserving kids will get. Now the president say, well, out of his own largesse, say, no, get the president out of that. Okay, have some program, some policy in place. The same program watching, you say you watch. It was a 10-year thing. They asked those kids right there. Kwame Weeks asked them, the 10th graders or 12th graders. Ask the other guy. The labor, all of them were playing the tune of the government. Oh, that good day, this, that people enjoy the president doing that way. The labor came. I think he said he from Cape Man. He was paying tuition. The parent was paying his tuition. Kwame, we didn't believe him. He said, if you don't believe me, ask my friend. They asked that labor. He said, well, my parent are paying my tuition. So we are paying tuition, and not across the board. School kids, the parent paying their school fees. So if you're not paying high school kids school fees, it's just a selective thing for political. It has a political tune to it. We are playing to the choir.
It's in the budget now. They pull it in the budget.
Okay, but why you can't have a national scholarship program like we all benefit, or a student aid program like we all benefit in this place here? Have a scholarship program like it used to be.
Apparently, we don't have that many jobs for the poor citizens to be able to pay back loans.
It's not a president's place. It's not a president's place. It's not a president's place to pay the funeral expenses of somebody. A representative, a selected representative dies. The president go and pay this for the funeral. Then when I die in the other place, nobody to pay for a funeral. Okay, you have a national burial plan, insurance plan, school fee plan, policy plan. Now the president gets there. Oh, that's what we are. The person died. Okay. The other day, my friend we said we were from the Liberia area there. He was sick. We had to dish $150,000. Why? Why the other person in the building come down?
Why not? I said the question also is why not? Maybe the money came from the president's pocket.
Why not? Because it's not the president's place. Because it's not evenly distributed. What happens to the other person who's sick? A no-name person who doesn't have the president, who doesn't have presidential friends, who doesn't have people in high power in places. What happened to them? So if you are a president across the board policy, again, I'm beating on this policy thing. I'm beating on it again.
Right.
Okay, have a policy in place that will deal with this stuff across the board. Don't pick and choose who it should go to. Okay, Philip, we say who next? When I tell them who is next, those are people in high power places. What next person in Bogon Jile or Siton or Jile or somewhere across the country? What happens to them?
Thank you. Thank you.
The fact of these people applaud his gesture, applaud him for what he's doing for them. But if that is not national policy, that's what I'm saying. Okay, do it for everybody. You have that you paying school fee for kids, you say. Okay, but those same kids don't even have food to get to school the next day. No buses to take them. Like when we were there going to school, kids were some bus to go to school. That was a terrible time.
Thank you.
That was like 40 years ago.
Okay? Thank you.
I refused. That's why I stayed right there in Nigrutan. I went to Toba High School because I didn't have the strength, the energy to be going to school across town, running behind cars, sweating and all that. I didn't have that time. I just said, no. All my friends were going to school downtown Monrovia. I stayed with Toba High School and right there.
Okay. Thank you, Dad. Let me ask the question. We'll take a break and bring in our viewers' comments and questions. And which is the National County Sports Meet. My understanding is that it's just in it. And my understanding is also that Nimba County won the football category. And before I come to my question, there was a song that was done by one Obadiah that Nimba will win. Somebody took that song, and when I did my research, that song was released about 11 months ago. I mean, I shouldn't say that, but it was put on YouTube. The person uploaded it on YouTube 11 months ago, so that song been around. Now, of recent, someone took the song, I think put Nimba County flag on it and put President Weah picture on it and release it. So when we all saw Weah picture on it, saying this president is in the business of releasing songs all the time, we all assumed that was Weah will release it. So it created this kind of confusion to the point that our yesterday's show, I was under the impression I was President Weah. So it was an error on our part. We got fooled by somebody. And so Focus on Liberia want to use the time to say, hey, we apologize that we did not do our due diligence to have verified that actually President Weah was the producer of that song. That song was actually produced by Obadiah Togba from Nimba County, and he titled the song Nimba Victory. So Focus on Liberia is making that correction and apologizing for that. And we also want to say a very big thank you to Nexter Sandy. Nexter Sandy is the one who brought that to my attention. In the comments, I think he said that, but I did not understand that very well, and we want to make that clarification. Now my question, Dr. Sungbeh, your brother and my brother Weah is president of Liberia. He participated in these competitions. He played in the basketball and volleyball category. According to the guidelines and rules, the rules and regulations of the 2021-2022 National Sports Meet competition, only youth are supposed to participate. Your countryman, my countryman was in there. Not only that, he won 2 MVPs that should have gone to young people, some of whom have practiced for 11 months for this particular spotlight. And he stole it. He took it. Let me hear your take.
Okay. Oh, Lord Jesus. Liberian presidents don't what I know. If you remember, Samuel Doe, they say he was the greatest supporter of Liberian football. Samuel Doe would play football, and he would be the highest scorer at any team. Ellen Johnson, just the other my wife, I was laughing about it yesterday. Ellen, I think she scored a goal when she played in one of those games back then. And we are doing the same thing. But where is this thing? Where is may the best team win? This is a quote. May the best team win. You've seen presidents of countries that are accountable to their people. When the various teams are playing, come for example, where we live here, they say may the best team win because you want unity and you want neutrality. Presidents don't wear uniform jersey for the other team because you're going to get a barrage criticism. Children play the game. And if they call you to present a trophy, fine. But what we are doing is the kind of insensitivity we're talking about. President has to be the center of every attention. It has also be that way. Get yourself out of those things. President wearing uniform to go play a game. You sport out your own profession, but fine. Go and play a little friendship game somewhere for your own health. For your own health, but you join your national event to wear a uniform of your team where you're from. It doesn't bring unity or purpose. It's not neutrality. May the best team win. I thought he was wrong because he took the limelight from deserving players that should have won that MVP. We saw it with Doe. We saw it with Ellen. We saw it with even Tottenham, his wife, the stadium after his wife. Antonio Tottenham Stadium, when people are wanting to then die playing on that field. They won't ever play any game, any football game. I wrote a column a long time ago that, not that I hate Weah so much, I don't praise him. I wrote a column a long time ago that in 2000 something that named SKD Stadium after Weah. Or Tottenham Stadium after Weah, or Wetoe, because people play the sports. People say, well, don't give so much money to that don't money he gave the team or government money. Yeah, he lost sports for what? Those guys that die on the TV, like Wetoe died, his knee erased. This guy from Clarendon, my mother used to live there, I used to go there a lot, PSJ. He even groomed people like Weah. PSJ, Peter Slewion. People like that, they left them out of the whole sports stuff.
Thank you.
That should be put in place like that. But how Liberia is, every credit goes to the president. It has to be like that.
All right, we'll take a short break. When we come back, we will be reading comments from our viewers. All right, we are back with you. We will take some comments from our viewer here quickly. We will take comments. My Kolokopa Sandy, good afternoon, gentlemen. David Bokar is watching us from New Jersey. Hey, Dave, how you doing there? Margaret Abe Mampu Dyson, great question, sir. And the answer, no, he hasn't tried at all, Dr. Sungbeh. Let's hear from Masale. So what are the educated people doing to save the soul of this nation? Are we going to just sit on the sidelines and allow fools to take over this country? Education is failing away in this country, and if we aren't careful enough, the next generation will be worse than this generation. We will continue to be the least on the continent of Africa. That is a solid comment. Let's hear from Nestor Sandy. And Nestor, I just recognize you for bringing this to my attention. It's good to be back on this provocative platform and keep watching us, and you will know that this is the best of Liberia. Let's hear from, that is Sila Na. They are afraid to bring in the educated people to assist. Well, the educated people, we had them during early time. I'm not sure it went well for us. Let's hear from Augustus. He writes, fellow Liberians, we have had enough experiences in the past to lead Liberia from the culture of substandard education, health, financial management, etc. Maybe it meant financial mismanagement, but the time to restore Liberia back on the right trajectory of sustainable development by choosing the right leader who has integrity, honesty, and accountability in governance, and that leader is Councillor Tewroh Gonglo. Our hope comes 2023. He is blowing Tewroh's trumpet. like yeah, came here. Hey, I mean, and these all voters cannot see through a gimmick. So every 6 years, they vote in a new gimmick. Then let them continue to benefit from what they voted for. Let's hear from Daniel K. Boka that tell him those things to do not tell him those things do not fix the economic problems for the people are faced with. That the people are faced with, I think he meant to say. Let's hear from next start again. That the Sungbeh, prior to Weah being seated, what was your expectation, not why he's president? Answer the question. And I think I pushed that and he was able to answer the question. Let's hear from Sieh again. The only fix to the Liberian people problem is education. No child should be left behind. No child should be in the streets. No child should be in the streets selling while schools are in section. I couldn't agree more. Let's hear from Kofa here. Benina Weah and his conspirators. The Liberian government has compromised the integrity of the judiciary. In a democracy, in a democratic society, people sue for damages. I am waking up now to see the damages that Mr. Cummings committed towards Benina Weah and the Liberian government. This person is being very political. So we will leave it right there. Let's hear from Afra. Yeah, Afra. Weah is running Liberia just how Joseph Boakai. How? The difference is President Weah is doing something, but it's not enough. GMB never did anything. Needs something done by GMB for all Liberians, and he ended there by saying nothing. Margaret again, expectations are or should be hope to do better. Dr. Samba, and I think, so you may have had some hope that this son of the soil will do something. Yeah, he said he had some hope, he's a human being. When you don't have hope, then you have nothing. Let's hear from David Goso. President Doe development was not selected. I don't think that we agree with you. He built the highway to Bo Waterside and was carrying out the road to Lofa and Harper when the war interrupted everything. That person is saying, Doe is my guy, I suppose. A lot of comments. Some are very long. Let's hear from Mami Esther Tapimo. Really, the minister should provide water? The school took the case out. They should have had planned for them. So she's saying instead of the minister, the school that took the children there. Let's hear from Augusta Y. Lipo. Ansony, this guy don't know what to say even to answer your question. Just leave him go. No, the man is answering the questions. Well, that's how he sees it. Margaret again, your hope versus your expectation of Weah are at the same level almost, with neither taking any high praise. She writes, let's hear from Bull Youngley. Thank you, Dr. Samba. All the political actors in Liberia are jokers. Never do we have a serious political candidate in Liberia. We are yet to see serious one who has a clear agenda. If there is, we will definitely accept and support. That person concludes there. Let me hear from the man Saba. The problem that most leadership heads are facing is fear and acknowledgement. There are lots of people that have been summarizing ideas, but there is no research department to engage them for solutions. Our people are talking. Let us hear from Weah. After Gofa, I am going to Liberia in May for 3 months. I will be going to Sesto for 2 days. I will see and inquire about the road pavement. Maybe a few more, and then we will be out of here. Let us hear from Bo Yone again. Mr. Moderator, you are a PRP agent for the national government. please try and be neutral in your questions and analysis. You started off very well, but you are now being a PR government and advocate. Yesterday, the chairperson of CDC USA came furious at me and say, I hate President Weah. And now this person is saying I'm PR for the government. I like my people. Franklin Conan Ware. Let us hear from this person. Whoever has control of the national resources and state power dictates the nation's path. Well, those are just few comments of the many that our viewers contributed. Let's hear your response to them.
Yeah, if you go through the tape there, you see that I even suggested that the schools should have had a budget put aside to get some for the kids. I even had so I didn't say the minister should be given water. I said, well, they should have had programs for those kind of stuff. You see, on the transportation policy, I'm not against keke. It's something I want to inject before we go. But the keke thing is getting out of control. You have to have policy in place. Like right here, you go to any of the train station, they have a place where all the taxis will park. They have a place where all the Ubers park. They don't go at each other throughout, because it creates chaos and accidents and all that. Have rules in place that the keke will not be all over the place. I just want to add it to it. You see, because that's another form of transportation, and it creates jobs for those kids or people that don't have jobs. But then have some regulations, that enforceable regulations, that they won't be all over the place, like wandering all over the place, like no law and order. Just want to add that to it.
All right, thank you. Let me bring a few more comments, and then I have a question for you. Now that Weah is not up to the task, what do you make of the opposition? I think I will be happy to hear from you. Francis C. Wesen, he needs to stay in his lane, but all Liberian presidents tend to be dictators. What Liberia needs is a president that is also a patriot, not a tribalist, not divisionism and partisanship, not narcissistic, greedy, and corrupt people who believe the coffers of the country are their personal piggy banks, she writes. Let us hear also from Joseph Sako. I'm watching the show live from Morocco. Hey, keep watching us from Morocco there, and make sure you share that with all the Liberians there. Do people go to school to obtain degree in common sense? Liberia lacks two things: implementation and maintenance. Liberians don't value human capacity building, changing mind, changing attitude. To every new restriction put in place in Liberia to help ease the system, it can be another Liberian man stressful for chopping. The chopping will stay around that. Let's take this final one here from Nestor. Dr. Sungbeh, after all of your deliberations, what have you or are you planning to proffer to this government after you have, I think, meant to say, criticized present and past administration? That, if you want to answer that, you can answer that, but let me write in my final question here quickly. President Weah, in your opinion, is not up to the task. He's a failure like past presidents, and I agree with you. He is a failure. So where do we look? We have the opposition bloc. Is the opposition bloc looking like one that is an alternative? If not, where do we look?
I don't know if those opposition, they are opposition in the sense we know of opposition candidates. They are just there waiting for I don't know what they're waiting for really, because they're not robust. They're not out there being robust in the job they want. Went out there with policy positions and bombarding the public. They're not meeting the public. I don't know what they're doing. like the other day, I mean, with this thing going with Cummins, why should it happen like that? That's problem between two political parties. It's not a national security issue that they're going to have a live telecast. Huh? That is the Ansony, the Solicitor General, who's going to be representing the state if the Supreme Court is involved in this kind of matter between political parties. I expect the oppositions to come out with robust plan, position papers, press conference. When the president does something wrong, you think it's wrong, get your reason why it's wrong, contrast that president with your position and lay out a clear position that what you think the president is supposed to be doing. Don't sit back and just like somebody fishing net, a line to a fish in the water to get a fish. Are you waiting to swallow that hook? No, always be ready with press conferences, meet with position papers, robust plan of action. What you gonna do with infrastructure? What you gonna do with inviting investment in the country? What are you gonna do to create jobs? I'm not hearing any of that from any of them. Not one of them. Okay, they're not traveling around the country or around the world to on fact county tours, visits around the world to speak with other candidates, opposition to see what they're doing right or wrong in their own defense of whatever they believe in. We're not seeing it. Again, it's the same playbook. The same playbook. We are ran without even presenting anything to none of us. We bought a pig in the bag. And buying another pig in the bag, my people, just because somebody from here want a job, don't want to clean, don't want to work in the nursing home, run home to see the political analysts and policy persons. No, that's not leadership. We don't want that kind of stuff to buy pig in the bag anymore. These opposition leaders have to stand up to be opposition leader. That's all I got to say.
Thank you, and thank you so very much. I see Mr. Benjamin Kofa Fanier saying, Mr. Sieh, is the call line open? I am in the waiting room. Kofa, I'm sorry, we are doing comments today instead of calls. So I'm sorry that we're not going to take your call today. And by the way, we are about to conclude the broadcast here. Dr. Sungbeh, we want to say a very big thank you for honoring our invitation and answering our questions and giving your perspective on governance in our country. Before we take leave of you, from what we heard from you, it would be very difficult to find a Liberian leader. And I'll give you time for you to talk about your book, and we're going to charge you a lot of money for that advertisement. There are Liberians who have listened to your summation here today. I have listened very carefully. And what I gather is the road ahead is not bright. It's not bright. So speak to Liberians who you have given the impression that there's no hope if you look at the people that are running and the people we have now. But one cannot live without hope. So talk to your fellow Liberians and tell them, when will Papa come home, if I can pull it that way? When will Liberia be the Liberia we all dream about? Let hear you. Let us hear you.
Yeah, but people, thank you. Mr. Moderator, thank you for the opportunity to have me here today. Liberians, my fellow Liberians, we saw what happened to us during the last elections. A pig in the bag. Mr. Weah came on board. We elected him because of his previous football skills, not because of what he would do for the people of Liberia. You put him in there. Well, nothing wrong with you putting your person in there that you like, but at least ask that person to produce and go at them if you think they're doing the wrong thing. It's not supposed to be like that, like the president is God. No president is God. So watch out, my people, for the next elections. The young people of Liberia, please, like I mentioned in my book, they elected we are president, and they are seeing no jobs. Some of them are not even in school, no skills, no trade. Okay, hold the next candidate accountable, make them to produce, to tell you what they're gonna do. Don't just get it on because you like the person. Okay, So that's my advice to you guys. Be ready for the next elections and open your eyes and your ears. Don't let nobody buy you for a cup of rice or a bag of rice. Don't do that. Your country is at stake. Your lives are at stake. Your people are at stake. Okay, you need hospitals. You need clinics. You need education. You need school fees. Okay, put the right people in the right place. We need election, election that is not compromised. We need neutral and independence in our elections. President can appoint election commissions. Okay, so it will leave you guys to do the right thing. Okay, and hold your people accountable. Thank you very much for the chance.
And thank you. And you can display your book now so that I can send my bill to you later on.
Yeah, do that. The current leadership experiment. Okay, so it's not Amazon yet, but you can go online, just Google my name, Wetoe Sungbeh, and you're gonna find a book there and everything about the book. If you need a copy, I can find ways, but to send it to you. Thank you very much. It's $30 a copy, and my copy is online as well. Everything. Once you Google my name, you're gonna find every information on there. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so very much. And that I will encourage you to make effort to get it on Amazon. That will save you the hustle of packaging it and all that. You know, I think you should look in that direction.
True indeed.
I want to say thank you and congratulations on your book. Folks, this is how we will come to the end of yet another edition of the Hour of Politics. Watch out this evening. I might be coming on again with another exciting edition of the Hour of Politics. The song that closes us always is "We Are All Liberians." Whether or not you are an opposition person, whether you are a neutral person, you are in no position like me, whether you are a media person like me, you are also a Liberian. And don't let those people that support politicians to make you feel that you are not a Liberian. Join me. Leave your political party and be for Liberia. It will help. I guarantee you. It will relieve you of the pressure and the pain and the burden that you carry for being somebody bad boy or being a sycophant for somebody without even knowing. It will save you that headache. And I can guarantee you, all these politicians will disappoint you every day and every time. Name me one who has not disappointed you. They will all do. Stop wasting your time, especially the young people. Leave those political parties. Those political parties are not institutions. They are trapped. They are meant to keep you down. If you leave them, your value will increase as an individual. Free advice that you didn't pay for. The song says, "We are all Liberians," and that song is taking us home. Until I catch you probably this evening for another firing edition, I'm saying to you, bye-bye.
We are Liberians. Liberia is our home. Liberian people. Liberia.